At the beginning of the story, we're introduced to a man named Skipto, who runs a shop in the market. His store attracts the most customers, which makes all the other shopkeepers extremely jealous of him. But Skipto doesn't care about any of that, because his son Artie is seriously ill and needs surgery. He's been working hard to save money for it. After a lot of struggle, Skipto finally manages to gather enough money and gets Artie operated on. When Artie opens his eyes for the first time after the surgery, he sees a very frightening man standing in front of him. However, he doesn't pay much attention to it, and soon he's taken home from the hospital. His parents feel relieved, thinking everything is finally okay. But even at home, Artie keeps seeing that same old man. Eventually, he tells his mother about it. She takes him to the doctor, who examines his eyes but finds nothing wrong. The doctor tells her that it's probably just hallucinations caused by the stress of the surgery, and there's nothing to worry about. Hearing this, they return home. The scene then cuts to Skipto, who is closing his shop for the day. Suddenly, he finds a small bundle lying outside. When he picks it up and opens it, he's terrified to see that it contains items used for black magic. He immediately throws it all into the trash and heads home. But ever since opening that bundle, he's been feeling a sharp pain in his shoulder. As soon as Skipto gets home and approaches Artie, the boy starts screaming in fear. Artie can see a terrifying entity sitting on his father's shoulder, a witch-like spirit that no one else can see. When Artie tells Skipto about it, he becomes frightened too. Worried, Skipto calls a man named Rustam to his house. Rustam is a spiritual expert who can see supernatural entities. After examining the situation, he tells Skipto that the witch followed him home from the market and that someone has cast a powerful black magic spell on him. Skipto then asks why Artie is the only one who can see it. Rustam explains that, for some reason, Artie's third eye seems to have opened, allowing him to see these kinds of entities. Skipto didn't want his son Artie to live in that kind of pain. So, Rustam tells him, "No, I won't be able to completely shut his third eye. But I can do this. Starting today, he'll only see the spirits that choose to reveal themselves to him." Hearing this, Skipto agrees, and Rustam begins performing his ritual on Artie. Later, Rustam strictly warns Skipto that Artie must never go to the market. The reason behind this will be revealed later in the story. Anyway, the story then jumps 13 years ahead. Artie has grown up, and we see his entire family living a happy life. Since that day, nothing strange has happened to them. Today is Artie's college admission day, and it's the last day to pay the fees. But Skipto hadn't given him the money. So his mother tells him to go to the market and get it. The moment he hears this, his face turns pale, because he knows that if he goes to the market, he'll see terrifying things. His mother understands his condition, so she says, "Artie, just go straight. Don't look around. Go to your father's shop, take the money, and come straight back home." Following his mother's instructions, Artie avoids looking around. But the moment he steps into the market, several ghosts start appearing in front of him on their own. Seeing them, he becomes terrified. Somehow, Artie manages to reach his father's shop. Standing outside, he hears his father and uncle arguing. His uncle says, "Don't be so greedy. What you're doing isn't right." But Skipto doesn't respond. His uncle storms out in anger, and then Skipto steps outside and sees Artie. Skipto hands him the money, and Artie leaves immediately. That night, when Skipto is about to close his shop, he once again finds a bundle outside, just like before. Without thinking, he opens it again, repeating the same mistake. But as soon as he opens it, he's horrified. This time, the bundle is filled with even more black magic items. This means the spell has been cast with much greater power. And from the moment he opens it, Skipto starts hearing terrifying, demonic voices, like evil spirits are surrounding him. Somehow, he gets into his car and drives away. That night, while sleeping, he has horrifying dreams. In his dream, he sees an old woman saying, "The magic of the 7 seas has been completed. So Sabangi, you should come with me." Sabangi was actually a demon, sent by that woman to destroy Skipto and his entire family. We then see that the demon enters Skipto's body. His body starts twisting violently, and he's in extreme pain. This wasn't just happening in a dream, it was happening in real life too. He screams in agony, and Artie hears his screams. When he goes closer, he sees his father lying asleep, but he fails to notice that there's also a demon inside the room. The next morning feels completely normal. Everyone is having breakfast, but suddenly Skipto starts vomiting blood. Along with it, worms come out, horrifying everyone. They rush him to a doctor, but the doctors can't figure out what's causing his condition, leaving everyone worried. Then, some employees from Skipto's shop come and tell him that he's been cursed with black magic. That's why he's so sick. Skipto refuses to believe them and tells them to leave. Since he's too ill to work, his wife starts running the shop, leaving the house mostly empty. One day, when Artie's younger brother returns home, he senses something strange. A door begins to open on its own, and he walks inside. There he finds the same bundle that Skipto had discovered earlier. Without knowing what it is, he opens it. The moment the bundle is opened, strange things begin happening to him too. He starts hearing terrifying demonic voices. That's when he realized it was a bundle of black magic. Because of this, the child's condition becomes critical. That night, when everyone returns home, they find that Arif has a very high fever. At the same time, Skipto's condition keeps getting worse. Artie hears strange noises coming from Skipto's room. When he checks, he sees Skipto struggling as if someone is choking him, but he can't see who's doing it. They rush Skipto to the hospital, but his body has gone completely lifeless. The doctors say he has fallen into a coma. Since Skipto is now critically ill, someone needs to stay with him. His mother decides to remain by his side, while Artie is given responsibility for the shop. When Artie goes to the shop, he receives shocking news. Customers have completely stopped coming. Because of this, even the employees are starting to quit their jobs. Hearing this, Artie becomes even more heartbroken. Still, he starts running the shop all by himself. No customers show up the entire day, and by night, when the whole market has already shut down, a customer finally arrives. But this girl wasn't human, and Artie had no idea. He keeps handing her everything she asks for. But the moment he reaches out to give her the items, she suddenly reveals her terrifying ghost face. Furious, she tells him, "I died because of you." Artie is left completely shaken. The girl then walks out of the shop. He follows her and sees her enter a nearby store, so he quietly hides behind it. When Artie opens the back door of that place, he discovers something horrifying: black magic items scattered everywhere. Just then, the shop owner shows up, catches Artie, and angrily scolds him. Terrified, Artie rushes back home. By now, he's certain someone has cast black magic on them. So, he calls Rustam, the same man who had treated him before. But the moment Rustam arrives, he grows deeply concerned. He had never seen such powerful black magic before. He quickly gives them some protective bands to keep them safe. But now, even those bands don't seem to work. Artie's brother, Arif, suddenly falls seriously ill and dies. This completely breaks Artie. Consumed by anger, the very next day he goes to his uncle and starts yelling at him, demanding answers. "Why are you doing all this? My brother is dead. Do you want to kill all of us? Stop this black magic." That's when his uncle reveals a shocking truth. "Son, I didn't start this. Your father did." He explains that years ago, when Artie's father had nothing, it was he who helped him build the shop. His father worked incredibly hard, and the business finally started to grow. But others in the market couldn't tolerate his success. There was a dark rule in that market. People used black magic to destroy their enemies. And soon, others began targeting his father too. At first, his father didn't understand what was happening. But when the effects of black magic started harming his family, he lost control. In anger, he decided to fight black magic. With black magic, he went to a witch and used dark magic against his enemies. One by one, they were destroyed, and his business began to recover. But the last time, he went too far. His final target was Sisak, a man who had been using small spells to ruin his business. But Artie's father, blinded by rage, performed a much stronger ritual. And this time, it didn't kill Sisak. It killed his daughter instead. After that, Sisak cast the most dangerous black magic on your father to avenge his daughter, dark ocean magic. Hearing all this, Artie becomes extremely worried. Meanwhile, On the other side, we're shown a burning bundle falling into their house. Artie's mother opens it, and the moment she does, her health suddenly deteriorates. When Artie comes home and sees everything, he immediately calls Rustam. As soon as Rustam looks at the bundle, he realizes it's the most dangerous kind of ocean black magic. He warns everyone that if anyone ever sees such a bundle, they should never touch it. He tells Artie that the only reason he's still alive is because he has never opened one of these bundles. Earlier, his brother had opened one and died. Before that, his father had opened one and has been in a coma ever since. Rustam takes the cursed bundle with him and says he'll find a solution, telling them to stay safe. But this time, just being careful isn't enough. A demon, disguised as a bird, enters Artie's house and strangles his mother to death. Artie is completely shattered. Now, apart from his sister, he has no one left. He is determined to take revenge for his father and for everything he has lost. Rustam returns and tells him that he has figured out what kind of magic this is. It was performed with the help of a Supangi demon, an entity that is not easy to awaken. To summon it, a ritual is performed using water from all 7 seas. Once awakened, the demon becomes unstoppable. If they want to kill or put this Supangi demon back to sleep, they must collect water from those same 7 seas and purify his father using it, the very ritual that awakened the demon in the first place. But this task is far from easy. How will they figure out which parts of the ocean the water was taken from? To solve this, Rustam decides to open their third eye. Artie's third eye is already partially awakened, so Rustam also decides to awaken his sister's third eye to help them complete their mission. Artie and his sister set out on their journey. On the other side, Rustam begins performing protective magic over Skipto, ensuring that no dark forces can affect him. Eventually, Artie and his sister reach the first sea, where they find a small temple. They only need to collect water from here, but the demonic spirits guarding the place terrify them and refuse to let them take it. But Skipto's sister manages to trick him, and they finally escape with the water and move forward. Their awakened third eye helps them locate the remaining 6 temples hidden across the seas. At each ocean, they bravely fight off demonic forces and successfully collect the water needed to save their father. But there's still a major twist. Will they actually be able to save him? By the time they reach home, the entire night has passed. And that's when we're shown Supangi, the demon, who has already arrived at their house to kill their father. To stop him, Rustam keeps casting his magic, which causes Supangi some pain. So before killing Skipto, Supangi decides to eliminate Rustam first. This terrifying horned demon attacks Rustam and kills him. Then inside the house, his eyes fall on Artie's uncle. Fearing he might ruin the mission, Supangi grabs him with his massive hands and strangles him to death. At that very moment, Artie's car pulls up outside. As soon as he enters, he's shocked to see the dead bodies of Rustam and his uncle. He rushes to his father. Before Supangi can reach him, they quickly start pouring the water over their father. But right then, Supangi appears again to stop their mission. He throws Artie's sister aside and then attacks Artie as well. They had already poured 6 portions of the sacred water on their father, and now only the 7th remained. The demon knew that if the 7th pour was completed, his mission would fail, and he might be destroyed too. So he does everything he can to stop Artie from using the last water on Skipto. He grabs Artie, trying to kill him, but Artie uses his intelligence and throws the water toward the wall. It bounces off and lands on Skipto, finally breaking the spell. The demon releases Skipto. A blinding light fills the scene, and it seems like the demon has been destroyed. With the black magic broken, Skipto is finally back to normal. But the question remains, where did Supangi go? We then see Sisak, the man who had cast the spell on Skipto. He goes to his shop and notices that the candle has gone out. Terrified, he rushes to the witch. The witch is also panicked and preparing some kind of spell. She tells Sisak that if Supangi fails his mission, he will come back and kill the ones who summoned him. The children had already found a way to break the curse. Now that Supangi has failed, he won't rest without taking a life, and he could show up at any moment to kill them both. And just then, Supangi appears behind them. The witch is horrified, staring death in the face. Supangi strangles her with his massive hands and kills her. After that, he kills Sisak as well, bringing this entire dark magic saga to an end. In the post-credit scene, we see Skipto, who promises Artie and his family that he will never use black magic again. And with that, the movie comes to an end. Subscribe to this channel for more stories like this.